So I got a comment from a subscriber the other day asking me to review Cape Heartache by Imaginary Authors. And at first I thought to myself, wait a second, of course I reviewed this fragrance. I've had it for almost 11 years now. And as it turns out, I have featured it in so many lists, but I've never reviewed it. So here we go. I have 11 years of experience with it. I'm excited to talk to you about it very soon, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on Cape Heartache by Imaginary Authors, a fragrance that came out in 2013, the perfumer is Josh Meyer, I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and please give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So, of course, I have talked about this fragrance on my channel for such a long time. As you can see, I do have the older style presentation, and of course the liquid inside has gotten pretty dark on account of the vanilla, if I'm not mistaken. And there is vanilla leaf listed in the note breakdown, but it does have this vanillic presence. It's kind of sweet. And I have featured this in a lot of seasonal lists, of course, mostly talking about the winter time because of the pine, because of the fir, because of all of these other ingredients in here that do remind me of the months of December, January, just when it's really cold outside. And of course, there's also this note of strawberry that adds to this fruity sweetness, and I think it's one of the most amazing fragrances for the colder weather. If you happen to live in a cold climate, this is one that, in my opinion, is a must-have in your collection. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's take a quick look at the presentation first. So the opening of this fragrance is going to give you this beautiful combination of vanilla, strawberry, and pine. The pine resin in here, it smells like a Christmas tree, right? You're going tree shopping and you grab the root of the tree and you get some of that sappy, sticky resin on your hand, and it just smells divine, right? It has that sort of cold weather vibe going on for it. And the pine with the fir just joining forces, it gives it this verdant, rich, balsamic quality that is impossible to resist. I mean, I truly love the way that this smells. Definitely puts you in the mindset of winter. Even if you're wearing it outside of the winter months, it just makes you anticipate the winter that much more. And I really love the effect that it has. Now, the strawberry in here, it is fruity, it's sweet. It's not this sort of candy-like sweetness that you might find in some other fruity fragrances. And it's not this exotic smelling fruity type of a fragrance like Erba Pura by Xerjoff or something like that. So that's not what you're going to get. It doesn't smell exotic per se, but it does have this sweet vibe, the vanilla leaf. There's hemlock in here. I'm given to understand that the Greek philosopher Socrates was a big fan of hemlock. But we also have a few other ingredients. We have Old Growth and Mountain Fog. And of course, the brand Imaginary Authors is a perfume brand that has imaginary notes in it. So when you're reading the note breakdown, it kind of puts you in the mindset and it gives it this artistic touch that I think is hard to replicate and other brands have not even come close to doing, which is why I really, really admire this brand. And of course, they're available at Perfumology. I don't remember where I purchased my bottle. I think I bought it off the official website, but I know if you do live in this area, it is available at Perfumology in the historical district of, Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. So Old Growth and Mountain Fog. Yeah, just, it reminds you of being in the mountains, maybe in a cabin or standing in front of a cabin and the weather is quite chilly and, you're in the heart of winter and it's just a divine fragrance. Pine, strawberry and all of these beautiful sweet ingredients. Please try it. Get yourself a sample if you can. You can purchase a sample at Perfumology. Again, I bought my bottle 11 years ago. This is not a sponsored video, but I do love Perfumology, so I'm going to give them a shout out whenever the opportunity arises. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I've always said this. There are two pine fragrances that I truly love. Well, three actually. There's one by Maison Trudon. I forget the name of it. I think it might be Do It. I don't want to butcher it, but there's one by Maison Trudon, and then there's Redolessence by Tom Ford, which is discontinued now, unfortunately. And then of course there's this. This is the sweetest one of the bunch, and this is the one that is kind of More upbeat and playful, but still has that serious quality embedded in it. Longevity on it is about 8 hours on skin, maybe even a little bit more, depending on how much you apply and if you apply on clothing. Projection was great for the first hour and a half of application. It radiated at an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 6, a skin scent right around hour 8 or 9. Versatility for this one, totally unisex, great for the colder weather. I think this one is great for formal or casual scenarios, but I can see this one working a little bit better for formal scenarios. Anybody of any age would truly enjoy this one. And as far as the presentation is concerned, especially with the upgraded presentations, with the, it looks like a book and you open it up and it has the hidden sample on the inside. I mean, it's quite gorgeous. If you've experienced it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I really do enjoy the presentation. My final verdict on this fragrance is it's one of my favorite cold weather fragrances. Kind of shocked that I haven't reviewed it up until now, but thank you for being patient these past 11 years, although I'm sure you've gotten your fix from other YouTubers that have done a spectacular job at enumerating all of the wonderful qualities of this fragrance. But thank you for joining me today. Hope you took something of value from today's episode. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.